Hello, everybody. My name is Jordy Nasa. Go check out my interview on New Atlanta Radio.
All right, we're live on another Sunday on New Atlanta Radio, and we have another special guest of the hour.
Welcome, Jordy Nasa.
Yeah, you're supposed to say your name.
It's not Jordy Nasa. Yeah. What's good?
Yeah. So just a couple things that we got off during the weekend. Y'all had a fashion show yesterday. It's pretty dope.
Indeed, yeah, it was super fun. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for the invite and the advertisements.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Armand perform. They did a great job.
Right.
On the music end, and yeah, really got. Even though it was a fashion show, it got the crowd up and moving and stuff.
Right.
So
That's lit.
It was really sick.
You remember like the designers? Like
Yeah. So let me see. There was Dead Flowers,
Right.
Akechi Universe, Corbin Luxury, Yop Walked.
Yeah.
And the last one was Lustful. No. Why am I blanking on that? I'm so sorry. Hold up. I hate social media.
Facts.
We were just talking about this. Liberated State. I'm so sorry. They were awesome. They had like the start of the show because there was like an intermission and then like they do lingerie and stuff. So it was like
Lit.
sexy hour, you know.
Freaky out.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was super cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, shout out to the yacht people. That was really well run event, by the way. Too.
Thank you, man.
Like, I had it together and all that.
Dope.
Yeah. But enough of that. Enough of our weekend activities. We're here again with the special guest, Jordy. How you been, bro? Like, what's going on?
Man, I've been good. You know what I'm saying? Just stacking up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And working on finally finishing the project.
Hey, finally.
3 years.
Awesome news. Yeah.
3 fucking years.
Wow.
2019.
Is that when you put out Late Night?
Nah. Okay. So.
Late Night was last year. 2020.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So basically, I remember I went to Miami this one time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's, stuff going on or whatever. And then I literally was like, I want to create a whole new sound to match the vibe. Because usually what happens is I go to a different place and then like the energy and like my whole thought process changes. And then that was like one of the times I went to Miami without my parents.
Right.
So then I went there and I was like, I really want to catch this vibe or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then literally I end up linking up with this dude named Evan, and he literally had the exact vibe that I was looking for.
Right.
But now I was like, okay, my older music has a certain aesthetic, kind of 90s, kind of not, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kind of, but I was like, I want to create a new sound, but I was trying to figure out how to bridge that gap. And I feel like Late Night, when I dropped it, bridged the gap between and how we rolled out the video of me like cutting my hair and everything. Really was trying to like transform so people would know that this is a new introduction to who I am.
Right. So you kind of answered my question, because I was gonna say, like, your earlier projects are more like, again, more 90s, more boom bap, more lyrical, and then like your later music, like Test Drive, Mindbender, Late Night, they're all super dynamic production. And that was,
Thank you.
I was like, so you basically answered like what started that process when you changed your sound. Yeah. So it kind of reminds me of like that era between when Kendrick went from to Pimp Butterfly to Damn. It gives me a lot of Damn vibes in it.
Thank you.
Because the production is really dynamic.
Yeah.
In terms of
I see that.
Yeah.
Instead of like just like jazz
and
and funk through it, but like he like switched up with a bunch of different stuff.
Exactly. So we're gonna play one of those dynamic singles. First one you're about to hear is Test Drive. So like prepare to listen.
Yo, bitch is addicted to my dollars. Steady popping pills, and that's when I pop my collar. Drug music get you moving. Yo, bitch, can I stop it? Blew her scholarship on my dick, said it was a better option. Wait, and she think it's funny. But I know she fiending for this dollar, tastes like honey. And I know that one day, when I get money, she gon' feel it in her dental, I'ma feel it in my mental life. It's Young Joy with the mic now. It's Young Joy, better pipe down. Or you tryna fuck cause the ice now. What shit better be right now. Cause I'm making hits no Ike now. Foreign affairs on the fly now. Bitch, don't turn my life down. Nigga never lacking. What the fucking rat shit? Niggas already tryna jack my sound. Mix it with the fashion, got my money stacking. Look, mama is so proud. Guess I'm watch out. Cause niggas in the A every day, but still won't say who the best now. Drive is fully loaded, and they acting like I stole it. Cause I drive it like it's playing, looking like it. When they feeling right, it all my inner sights. Oh my god, they feeling like I'm so undecided. Wow, it's a lot in the pot that I need. It's that car on the lot with the drop that I see. Ice cream, money green, and they all on me. All I know, think for sure. All y'all niggas ain't fucking with me. Keep me sane through the rain. All I need is a chain and a chain. I done feel it in the rain, now I'm in the rain.
Dope
So,
song.
yeah.
Kinsey texted me right after that dropped and was like, "Yo, Jordy Nasa's up next."
Yeah.
Yo.
Those are facts, bro.
And then like I think you were just listening to it like a few months later, and you were just like, just to remind you.
Yeah, he's hard, bro. He's hard. Yeah. So like, what made you like start Test Drive? Like, I know you say you caught a vibe. But,
Oh
like,
my.
what-
Okay. So
Test
okay.
Drive specifically.
So we went to this dealership, right?
Yeah.
And it was all exotic cars, right? And then so we went in the dealership, you know what I'm saying? I got to sit in the Bentley truck, you know what I mean? And then they were like, yo, and then this guy was like, this older dude was like, yo, he was like one of the car dealers, and he was like, we got it, like the Bugatti's here.
Right.
Like he's like, yo, and it's like because they custom make them. And you have to pay like 3 installments.
Right.
So he was basically breaking down like, yeah, tomorrow it's going to be gone. But
Right.
I really wanted to show you this car or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So then like
The dealer, like the car.
Yeah. So he like brought us to the back and he showed it to us, and I was like, damn. Like once he showed me like all the stuff that goes into making that car, and the fact that like for you to buy a Bugatti, like you gotta. To buy a new Bugatti, you have already had to buy a Bugatti type shit. So I was like, damn. I was like, and then that's what came the wanna go half on a Gotti. Watch me.
Got you.
And then it was like in MIA, in my dealer call me Poppy.
Right.
Hating ass niggas from the bleachers steady watching,
Got you.
rolling. Like, yeah. So that's where that came from. Literally just being in that moment, it was like, damn, this shit's hard. I was like, I want to be hit. Like, whoever's Bugatti this is, I want that to be mine.
Right.
Yeah.
Like.
It's funny though. For a dude who's like really into fashion though, you're like, and especially in the hip hop industry, you're really a rapping ass dude. Like, why I say this is because like Kanye, Travis Scott, who else is like a super mainstream fashion dude?
A$AP Rocky.
A$AP Rocky, yeah, Lil Yachty. Like, they're into fashion, but like it's like what rap is like secondary to them. Well, except Kanye, but like to them. And then A$AP Rocky more recently, rap took a second place. But you try to keep it balanced. So like,
Thank you.
yeah. So like, how do you do that? Like, how do you like know when to, I don't know.
You mean like on a skill level or like on a
skill level? Yes, because he like,
or on like like giving your energy towards it, like
you're giving your energy to
Okay,
it, yeah.
balancing
Because, no,
it,
like, because
yeah.
he can really rap, but like Travis Scott,
absolutely.
it's not like a rap. It's not like a traditional rap.
yeah. Neither
I actually
Kanye.
love this question because I break it down like this. It's like fashion is who I am as a person,
Right.
but music is how I communicate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like who you are as a person, it's like that is your being. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I would say fashion is my being. Like that is the way I walk. You know what I'm saying? That is the way I grab things, I draw inspiration, but like music is like how I'm talking to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I like the fact that now I personally feel like that the way I look, my fashion, my fashion and my music both sound like it's coming from the same person.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Cool.
and to balance it, it's kind of crazy that like sometimes I would do styling shoots and then use the money from the styling shoot to go to the studio.
Right.
So it's like, and then if I don't have any styling shoots, then I'm like, okay, so more studio time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, all right, if I got a whole bunch of styling shoots back to back to back, then it's like, all right, we gonna write these lyrics in our notes. You know what I'm saying? We gonna
Right.
record while these people getting dressed. You know what I'm saying? Then go back to the studio when it's all said and done.
Got you. That's dope as hell. And then you talked to us a little bit like in between like the songs about how you started rapping. You said you always want to be a rapper since you were like 3 years old.
Yes.
So like, so what like who are your inspirations to be a rapper, and like why did you want to go the rap route versus like doing something alternative?
I think my inspirations are definitely like Andre 3000.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like A$AP Rocky. What's it called? Kanye West,
Yeah.
Pharrell. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I think people, but then like sometimes a lot of my inspirations don't even have to be necessarily rap based, but but it's almost like the energy that they possess. So like, for example, David Bowie, and then like Prince.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like people who just, I feel like were undeniably, unmistakably them.
Right.
And then because they were like that, the music and everything that they did was so organic, and they were able to just translate it through everything that they did.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's one of those things. Like, those are the people that really inspire me to be like, because you can tell. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you can just tell. Like, you can see it. You can see whatever they're saying is 100% authentic to them.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So how did you know you want to be a rapper, like as a 3-year-old?
I actually remember the story. I was at my grandmama's house, and then I literally was like, nah. I think I saw a music video, and I was like, nah, that gotta be me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, nah, he got hella money in the video.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He got fast cars in the video. I love and then so I was like, nah, like. So then I didn't write it. Actually, that's kind of crazy. I literally freestyled my first little rap or whatever.
Hey. And
I practiced it, and then I gave it, and I recited it to my mom, and she was like, listen. She was like, listen, this may not be your thing. And I'm like, at 3?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Like,
Let me
practice
first.
she's like, you're not making it out the hood.
Yeah, like, I ain't making it out the hood. Like, listen, day job. You 3, but day job.
Yeah.
But then, once I went to the fair when I was 17, and then, you know, I've always been a very like artistic person, but I realized that there was nothing I could do to capture the energy of me going to the fair that one year, because it was my senior year, and I was like, wow, this is like amazing. Like, the energy is crazy. Like, I got my own car. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm starting to get into fashion. Like, my fashion is getting together.
Right.
And then just the overall being with like my best friends at the time. You know what I mean? So I was like, the only way to do this, I guess, is through music.
Right.
And then my brother, who was actually a producer, he was the one who was like, okay, well, if you want to rap, like, I'll produce your beats for you.
Right.
And then that's how I kind of like started rapping.
Got you. That's dope. That's dope. And then you dropped your first EP in like 2018, 2019. Yeah. So what was a process that started that? Because how old were you at that time? Because like some people like start having like whole albums at 14 years old.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it. They gotta have a parent who's who's believing in them strong.
Right.
But so I started. So basically, I started rapping at the house, of course, and then I realized that I couldn't really write that well, but I've always been a super fast thinker.
Right.
So I realized that my best raps would come when I was freestyling, but I wouldn't record them. But luckily, Apple has voice memos, so I would literally play the beat off the TV and then literally have my voice note and then literally just like start rapping, and then all the stuff that I would try to say in the raps I would be able to write down, and then after that I would just record it. And then like I don't know, then after that I just kept doing it because it was fun. Like it was like one of those things where in those few minutes I could not only be anybody, but I could say anything because it's just me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then if it sucks, I'm like, nobody else is gonna hear it. Like, I probably at least have over 1,000 songs that have like will never see the day of light. You know what I'm saying? Or the light of day. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Oh, they could be heat.
Yeah.
Slick though. I was going back through them. I was like, yo, this one right here. I gotta re-record this one. This one might be something. But
that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. You just need that like first draft, you know?
Yeah.
The freestyle, and then you can do whatever with it.
Yeah.
Right. And then, is that still your process, like going to your new project, new album? Like, you're still gonna freestyle and then write, or are you just gonna like commit to writing and then like?
There's actually what's kind of crazy is this album I actually took it a little differently. I think because there was so much going on in my life at one time. And this is the crazy thing about this tape in particular is that, like I said, it's a 3-year-old tape.
Right.
So a lot of these songs I wrote in 2019, but they came into fruition, like some of the lyrics and stuff I would say came into fruition once I went to London.
Right.
So it's almost like I manifested it without even knowing that that's where it would take me.
Right.
And then, but once I got there, it was like, oh snap, this is the real energy that I was dreaming of when I wrote it initially. And then I went back and like rewrote all the lyrics, and then now the songs are the songs now.
Right.
The only songs that were what they were is like Test Drive.
Gotcha.
But only the first half. The second half wasn't.
Yeah.
You had to update the lore.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Is Mindbender gonna be on that EU project?
No.
No? Alright.
No, like when I tell you this new tape, I'll play it for you. I have something like I pretty much have it all done.
Oh,
but like
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
like literally there's like I literally actually finished the last song last night.
Hey.
Yeah, so
Oh shit.
Jordy Nasa project.
So you just gotta master it now?
yeah, like just, engineer gotta, call Tom on the bat phone, like, all right, it's time. But like, nah, like it's actually hard. Like
Right.
every song has a message, and it all flows through the entire theme of like what the song should
Right.
be.
Mhm.
So
Gotcha.
hopefully October.
Hey.
October. I said, I was gonna drop something. I was like, October. I want it to be like maybe like the last Friday of October.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Before Halloween, so people can still bump it. You know. What I'm
Gotcha.
saying?
Yeah.
Are you gonna
That's a
play a
good
little?
time
Yeah. Are you gonna play a little bit of your project on the show, or we could do it after the show?
We can do it. The thing is, unless y'all got a speaker or something, I feel like it wouldn't really hit. So
Gotcha.
I'll play it for y'all, and then you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Cool.
Then they can just speculate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They can just be jealous of
Right.
us.
Yeah, facts.
All right. So even though this song won't be on the album, it's still a dope song. It's called Mindbender. We're gonna play it for the audience real quick. Hopefully y'all enjoy it because we definitely do.
Keep me sane through the rain. All I need is a chain and a chain. I done fin it in the rain, now I'm in the range. This is how it be, I guess you want the same thing. Yo, bitch is addicted to my dollars. Steady popping pills, and that's when I pop my collar. Drug music get you moving. Yo, bitch, can I stop it? Blew her scholarship on my dick, said it was a better option. Wait, and she think it's funny. But I know she fiending for this dollar, tastes like honey. And I know that one day, when I get money, she gon' feel it in her dental, I'ma feel it in my mental life. It's Young Joy with the mic now. It's Young Joy, better pipe down. Or you tryna fuck cause the ice now. What shit better be right now. Cause I'm making hits no Ike now. Foreign affairs on the fly now. Bitch, don't turn my life down. Nigga never lacking. What the fucking rat shit? Niggas already tryna jack my sound. Mixing with the fashion, got my money stacking. Look, mama is so proud. Guess I'm on now. Feel like rap scene stretch out. Cause niggas in the A every day, but still won't say who the best now. Drive is fully loaded and they acting like I stole it. Cause I drive it like it's laying, looking like it. When they feeling right, it all my inner sights. Oh my god, it feeling like I'm undecided. Wow, it's a lot in the pot that I need. It's that car on the lot with the drop that I see. Ice green, money green, and they all on me. All I know, think for sure. All y'all niggas ain't fucking with me. Keep me sane through the rain. All I need is a chain and a chain. I done fin it in the rain, now I'm in the range. This is how it be, I guess you want the same thing.
And you talking about your performance in London, like on your performance. How was that for you?
Yo, that was crazy. Cause I played them some new stuff out there too.
Yeah.
I played this one song, the main song, like the intro track, which was "Do Not Interrupt." But it was like, cause I was the only American there, so of course, like they had high hopes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But also it was kind of like that thing. They had a more open ear because everybody, especially up and coming, they kind of have. No shade, but some of them have a very similar sound.
Right.
Except for the ones that I was performing with, though. Like, they all kind of had their own individual lane, which
Gotcha.
that's the thing that I fuck with. Like, shout out Safe House.
Yeah.
Fuck with y'all. But, like, that was the thing that I really fuck with. But, like, when I performed, it was like it.
Right.
Like, I was like, oh, snap. Like, this is it. Like, the fact that, like, people were, like, moshing in the back. Like, I was like, okay. Like, when Mindbender came on, niggas was on go.
Right.
Like, that's why I was like, all right, bet. Like, that's why I'm like, oh, like, being, like, it's hard to, and I think that was the thing too, where being out there, I really saw, like, my career take shape without school in the way.
Right.
I'm like, so this is what my life could be like if there was no school and I was in London doing fashion and music full time. And it was like, to see it and how immediate stuff was happening, it was like, oh shit, like this could really be my life. Like I could really turn up and really turn out. You know what I mean? So, but so I think that was the part that really like amazed me, and how like they were so receptive of my sound.
Right.
But I realized that a lot of the stuff that I do now has like stuff from like drum and bass, and like very like dynamic, like you were saying, like the very like kind of techno, but not really, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, and nobody necessarily raps over those types of beats like that. So they're like, nah, this shit is hard. You know? So I think that was cool.
Yeah, that's dope.
Something familiar to them.
Yeah, something. Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Gotcha.
That's cool.
And you did have a performance like on Monday. Sorry, I couldn't cut that.
No, bro, you're
Monday.
good. You're good. Actually, this T-shirt is from it.
Oh yeah,
shout out Hero.
Yeah,
I saw Smith's on there.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
So how was that one compared to the one in London?
It was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. The thing is, the artists were really cool. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think the thing is, and I think that was that performance. It was fun. Like cause I played the whole tape.
Right. Oh shit.
Yeah, I played the whole tape. And that's what I was telling people. I was like, yo, like, I'm playing the whole tape. If y'all want to hear it, just to even, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it was cool. Like I don't know. It was weird. It was different. Like, cause I feel like it was still good. People were still receptive of it. I think how should I put it? I don't know. Next question. I don't really even know how to put it. Like, long story short, when it comes to the energy and the sheer amount of like everybody being like, oh nah, this shit is sick. London was better.
No, I hear Europe is like
London was better.
Right. It's on another level.
You're right.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, to be fair though, this is like that always like happens like with up and coming artists in like the United States.
No,
like,
you gonna have some weak shows.
Yeah.
Like that's just gonna happen.
It's just gonna happen.
You gonna have shows where there's 3 people in the crowd,
right?
Like, and you just gonna have to turn up for those 3 people, like you know what I mean. So I mean, it just comes with the territory of being an artist, because then those are the moments that people look back on and then be like, damn. That's crazy. There was really nobody at this show. Yeah. But then now, look at him now. Like
for festivals and all
you know
that.
what I'm saying? So it's like
it's
like lumps. You gotta take your lumps as an artist. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy though. It's like those same like people who were like fading you the first time, they will like start dick riding you like later on. Like, oh my god,
bro, don't get me started with that. Don't get me started with that. I would snitch on this. I would snitch on this.
We're here for the drama.
Like no. But you know. Yeah. You know who you are.
Yeah.
You know.
There's always some. There's always a couple.
Right.
Plenty.
Too many.
Got you. So, and then you have mentioned a little that you're moving.
Yeah.
Like, are we supposed to say that or?
Yeah, no, yeah, you can. Okay. Like, it's definitely no secret.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I think for the cover art and the overall vibe and energy for some of the things I want to get done,
right?
And like just overall for my career, because I think the thing is here, especially for like artists, I think there's a systematic way that America does things that doesn't necessarily exist in the same way that it is over there. Like, it's almost like that thing of like, okay, oh, you're good?
Yeah.
We'll give you the opportunity. Bet. Like, after that, there's just no question. Like, okay, you proved to me that you're good one time. Cool. Let's go.
Right.
Here, it's like, okay, you've done it. Now do it again.
Yeah.
Now put a little spin on it. I don't know if I like it too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like. It's just to the point where it's like it gets exhausting.
Right.
Because then it's almost like, okay, I'm from here, right? And then to the point where it's like, okay, but you know, coming up, everybody wants to little bro you and stuff like that or whatever. It just comes with the territory.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then being able to like go somewhere else and they're like, oh no, you're him.
Right.
Like. Having somebody be like, you're him, so I'm like, I'm him over here, but I am nothing over there.
Right.
Why would I go back to being nothing if I'm him over here? I'm gonna go back to being him. Like, you know what I mean? So
it sucks because like you were saying before, the alternative scene is like so good now. Like
it's so good.
It's best it's been in a long time.
It's amazing.
I don't know how long, but
there's a radio show for it.
Yeah, exactly.
But like. I guess a byproduct of that is like it's super saturated. Like there's so many so many dudes out there. You got to be like a cut above the rest,
Right.
Yeah.
and then some. You know,
Or have hella connections.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
and I feel like you are, and like that's maybe why you had the opportunity to like do what you did in London.
Yeah.
you know, and then now you can ignore all the bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, because it's like, it's almost like that thing of like, okay, you know, because everybody lives in their own head, especially when you're trying to be an artist. You live in your own head and you're like, damn, like, one, am I actually good enough? And two, will I actually make it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then being in an environment where you know your sound may be different than what's out,
Right.
to the point where you're like, I don't even know. Before I even went to London, I was already planning to either go to LA or New York, because I'm like, maybe my sound will translate better there.
Right.
You know? And there's be more opportunity there. But then now I went to London and I'm like,
Right.
you know, again, shout out Safe House, but they have like a show September 4th, and they were wondering when I was gonna come back.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like that thing of like, okay, I'm about to have more music out.
Right.
We really finna get this shit rolling.
Right.
Like let's go.
So
Like,
you're moving to London.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna
That's
try
so
to move.
fancy, huh?
Like I'm
Crazy.
The thing is that's a whole nother thing, but
Yeah.
basically it's like once I get there, it'll be touch and go. If I have to come back to Atlanta, just whether it's, you know, about the other stuff or like just overall like to stack up money and like actually be able to move there permanently.
Right.
But for the next 4 months, London, I'm coming back.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Be prepared.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know.
It'd be crazy though, like if you're like once you blow up in London, like this United States might pick it up later. Like a lot of like
And that would be cool.
might happen.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
That would be hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like the thing is, I love Atlanta, one, and I just overall love the United States because I feel like regardless, like we have the energy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we have that, in no matter what music genre we're in, we got that
Yeah.
like
Right.
that like
Yeah.
the rest of the world loves.
Yeah.
So it's like I would be remiss to be like, nah, I'm going to London. Yeah, fuck America and all this other shit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
It's a weird like it's
No,
almost
no,
like a weird twist of fate that like they like you. They like Americans over there because of that flair. But then over here, it's like
it's one of
you're
the it's
you're
like
leaving for a reason.
exactly
Yeah.
because it's like even though like especially when it comes to like my identity and like my presence, especially being an artist, I feel like at this point it's pretty polished. Like I already know who I am.
Right.
And the thing about it is too that a lot of artists from other places, they literally come to Atlanta to get polished,
Right.
and then guess where they go? They go right back to wherever they were that had the buzz,
Right.
Yeah.
and then they pop, and then it's like, oh,
Yeah.
like Roddy Ricch did the same thing, Vince Staples did the same thing.
Right,
like
right.
these artists literally come to Atlanta to get good, and then they dip.
Didn't they get Azalea do that at one point? She was signed
No.
to T.I. and then
Did
You
she
know
get
what
good?
I'm saying?
she got worse actually.
Did you get good?
I was about to say, but Justin Bieber,
Yeah,
he was out here with Usher.
He was Usher.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like Atlanta's the place to get good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That Atlanta's the place to hone your skills. You figure out what works and what doesn't. And then because it's already such a small community anyway,
Right.
if it doesn't work, it's not like your career over. Just
No.
try something else.
Right.
Yeah.
And then once you get good, then it's like, all right, now where can I take this to where it's definitely new. It's
Right.
definitely exciting. They're gonna want more of it.
Right.
And then you just run up the check. You,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You
Right.
run up the bag, like. So.
Right. So are there any features coming in? Because like actually all your projects has been like no features. So like
No feature. And I'm not a J. Cole type person either. Like I'm not like on no features.
Yeah.
The thing is, okay, because again, I don't really have that much music out.
Yeah.
So it's like it's hard to get people to want to do features if they're like, you know, like
Yeah.
they don't necessarily know what type of vibe you're going for, or they're like, you're not really on the platform of like the same as them or
Right.
whatever. And it's no problem with that. It's no pressure. But sometimes I also feel like because I don't have enough music out, I don't like reaching out to people.
Right.
Because it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I know it seems like I'm just starting out, even though I've been rapping for like at this point for 5 years
Right.
now. So I think like they don't know this yet. Well, one of them knows this, but I was planning to have Candy Kiko on the tape.
Okay.
Yeah,
dope.
she's lit. And then we actually went to high school together. We actually rode the
sick.
same bus, and I
Oh,
did not
shit.
even
You
know.
didn't know that?
I did not. She sat in the front.
Oh,
I sat in the back.
The back's lit.
Yeah. But and then I want to get Sarah Fields on it.
Yo,
Yeah.
Sarah, she dropped an album like recently.
And it's gas.
It's so good.
It's gas.
So good,
It's
yeah.
the whole thing is fire.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Did you go to her release party?
No, the thing is, I actually went.
Oh, you went?
And then I had to do something else because I went mad early.
Yeah.
And then because I thought she was gonna be there or whatever, because I at least want to show face and support.
Right.
But then I had to do something right after that.
Got you.
So I wasn't able to like actually be there to experience it,
Right.
which blowed because it looked great.
Yo, shit was packed. Yeah.
It was packed out. But yeah. So those are the features. But what's kind of crazy is that when to me, I feel like this tape is kind of like my flower boy.
Right.
You know how like Tyler the Creator wanted all those people to be on his tape, and then like somehow all of it didn't work out, so
Right.
he ended up having to create the tape and then only have certain few people that were willing to do it
Right.
to be on the tape.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Right.
And ended up like turning his career around.
No, really though.
Yeah,
he got like
literally.
a second win, even though he wasn't really faltering.
Yeah.
It's just, like,
Yeah.
changed his little image.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of voices and stuff on the tape that people are like, I remember on Do Not Interrupt, there's this one part where it's like, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah.
And then people are like, oh snap, like, what girl did you get to like sing that? And I'm like, that's me
Yeah.
on the tape. And then like, so like, there's a lot of lot of parts on the tape that I like that.
Got you. Right.
They're like, he can do it all.
Yeah, exactly. One man, one army.
Yeah.
Are there any artists in London that you're looking to collaborate with? Because like, I noticed earlier you said like drum and bass. You didn't mention drill or like, 'cause that's like the biggest
Yeah.
like rap in London.
London and New York too.
The thing is, like, from what I've seen, I feel like it'd be one of those things where it would take more time. Because the thing is, I was already planning to infiltrate the alternative rap scene like maybe a month or two before I even got out there.
Mhm.
So I think since that was like my main focus, I didn't really get a chance to expand on the other like artists. But there are some dope ass artists. But like, there's one artist, his name is Cassian. He's cool. He's like already kind of big, but like, he's fire though.
Yeah,
So I would
no
love to be
problem.
on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's one artist. I mean, he's blown up too. His name is Jeshi.
Yeah.
Jeshi.
Yeah.
Gas. His tape is gas. And then there's a few other ones that, of course, like I know I'm forgetting to mention, but like the main people that I listen to their music every day, and I'm like, damn, if I can get you on like one song, I know this shit is gonna go up.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So like, those are the main two people that I'm like, I need it.
Got
Yeah.
you. Are you like in proximity of them? Like, could you like get in contact with them?
Well,
Or,
I
like,
know
your manager?
me and Cassian follow each other on Twitter already.
You're
So-
dope.
Yeah. So I'm like, one day I'm gonna be like, yo, I got this song, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's kind of hard to get in, like. But see, I think the thing is not. I feel like it's more of like an insecurity thing. Well, maybe not insecurity, but it's like when you know you're not as big as someone else.
Right.
They know it would be more so you doing them a favor. No, them doing you a favor
yeah.
than the vice
Totally.
versa. So
Yeah.
it's almost like they really have to fuck with you.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
like, that's what it was for the Atlanta stuff too. You know, it felt like if somebody was gonna be on the tape, it would be more so them doing me a favor instead of like me actually helping them out
Right.
Yeah.
as well. At least that's how I saw it,
Right.
regardless if that's actually true or not. So
Right.
then I was like, you know what? Let me just do this by myself, and if somebody's willing to be on the tape,
Right.
then of course, you know what I mean.
Right.
I love collaborating with people. Like, it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, music is a collaborative thing. Like, I want to.
Totally.
It's teamwork.
Got
you know?
you. Yeah. I don't know. In my opinion, it's like, I mean, there are a lot of underground artists in Atlanta, and I just feel like they're all at similar levels. In my mind, I feel like they'd be more open to collaborate. But then again,
Yeah,
You know,
I feel like
man.
everyone's a little afraid. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
even
think
if
that's
you
what
aren't
it
big,
is.
like you still have that mindset.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's really what it is. Like,
Right.
you don't want to somebody be like, nah, fuck you, nigga. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
doing that shit.
People are
People
afraid
like,
of rejection. Yeah.
Right,
yeah,
But
I
like,
think that's
what's the
what it
worst thing
is.
that could happen?
say no.
Say no.
Yeah.
They screen your message and put it in the group chat.
Yeah, Max like, look at this nigga. He think he can
thought.
get on a song with me. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I don't know.
That's dope.
So, listen up. He, like, what would you say his name is?
Oh what? Oh, Cassian.
Cassian, yeah.
Cassian and Jeshi.
Yeah.
Cassian and Jesse, listen up.
Y'all gotta listen to Protein,
Yeah,
bro.
Protein.
Protein goes crazy.
Protein. All right. Like protein, protein.
Like like
Okay.
meat protein.
Gotcha,
It's,
gotcha.
it's by Jeshi on his new tape.
All right, bet. I'm gonna check it out.
Dope.
I'm gonna check it out. Also, like obviously, in the future you're dropping an EP like relatively soon, October, November, December, even tomorrow, maybe, who knows? But so like, and then you talked about how like actually, where do you want to see your career go? Like in terms of like, I know you want big, but what specifically? Like, what do you want to personally accomplish relatively soon? Like, yeah.
I feel like I want it to be a thing where I want to take it. Personally, I want to take it farther, or I want to do it. It's almost like a thing where, because I have an older brother, right? So it's like you see I can see what he does and be like, ooh, the response on that. I don't, and then just go the other way. You know what I'm saying? So I think looking at all my inspiration, seeing where they messed up, and then take it further.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's really what I want to do. Like I want to be able to like.
Kill your heroes.
Right.
Yeah, no, or just simply like because what I really want is freedom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want to have artistic freedom, and I want to be able to execute my ideas exactly the way I see them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're talking about like more so like accolades, I would love to get a Grammy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Eventually in my lifetime, like that would
into existence.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, I literally have it on my vision board. Like I'm like, nah, like this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or just like overall being able to like design pieces for like whether it's like ghost design and stuff like that, or like just straight up like have my own collection of like clothes that can stand alone regardless if I'm Jordy Nasa the rapper or like Jordy Nasa the artist. Like I want it to be a thing where it's like the fashion and the music at this point are they're both on the top of the mountain.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to worry about like anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I can, and then it'd be like, oh well, maybe I should do acting. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Or like maybe I should do something else. Like I think because I've always wanted to be in the entertainment industry before I knew I wanted to do music.
Right.
Even though I said I wanted to do it at 3. But I'm just saying like I also wanted to be an actor. I also wanted to do dance. Like I always wanted to do something to where like I was in front and center in front of the camera.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think being able to like do that to the best of my ability and like really go far and like be able to like put my friends on, be able to like create like generational wealth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To where like my kids or like my friends' kids or whatever don't have to necessarily worry about, they now have an important connection that can get them wherever they need to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think paving it, you know, walking it so everybody behind me can run. That's what I do this for.
Right.
Because you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I'm going out to London, but I'm figuring out how to go out to London because I know a lot of people here can't even make it out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then it's like, all right, now everybody I fuck with now is a point of contact.
Right.
So if they do want to come out here and immediately get into the scene, I know exactly where to put them on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's the part. Like, not being a reverse gatekeeper.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's like
that.
my main mission.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Got you.
That's dope.
And this is like not music related, but we saw you design something for the WNBA.
Yes.
I just don't know what that was.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so and see that's the thing. I be doing my fashion stuff behind the scenes. Like, I be like just listen to my music.
Right.
But so I was a part of this internship, and it was like a fashion internship or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like a pipeline internship. So they basically get a whole bunch of kids and they put them in different internships or whatever, right? So it's called Brag. For all the people who want to get put on and like trying to get away into the fashion industry, Brag is the way to go.
Right.
But so they were so I was a part of this thing called Fanatics or whatever. I was part of this company called Fanatics, and basically I was a buyer for them. I was an assistant buyer or whatever. But they saw my styling work in my portfolio, and they sat me in to all their creative meetings. So like, and they had me create assortments for like the NBA Finals for the Milwaukee Bucks. That was the first thing I did. And then after that, they were like, we just want you to continue to make more designs or whatever. And then so they were like, we have the WNBA Pride stuff coming up. We would love for you to like be a part of that too.
Right.
But I was about to leave the internship, so basically I just sketched out the design or whatever and I actually made it on Canva. It literally took me like 10 minutes. You know what I mean? But it was just because I knew exactly what I wanted to do.
Right.
But what's it called? But then but because I left the internship, I didn't even know that they did it.
Right.
And then
they like contact you.
Nah, none of that. I saw because I think the Pride Month was a couple months ago. Of course.
It was in June.
Yeah. So I was watching actually the WNBA, and they were like, oh, happy Pride Month, whatever. And then I was like, I wonder if they ever dropped those T-shirts, because they never told me if they would have or not. They were like, we will try our hardest to get them out there, right? So then I look and I was like, WNBA Pride merch, and I was like, these motherfuckers put my design. And I was like, hey, I was screaming. I was like, yo, that's back to back.
Yeah, that's dope,
I was like, that's back to back for the NBA and WNBA. Like, come on, like that's fire. Like, so
you did get the Bucks one, like
it was
like officially made.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and they sold out too, so I couldn't even grab one.
Right.
Man, did you get the WNBA one?
No, I need to buy one. I might as well.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I might as well go ahead and grab one. I think the first time when I designed them, because I was like, whoa, this is my first ever like design opportunity. So I designed them, and then like they literally called me and they're like, yo, we have to like reorder more shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And then one of the shirts was like top 25 best selling over the entire like NBA merch that they already had.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm up. You know what I mean?
I'm him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, this is my first ever time designing like for real, like for where people can actually spend money on the ideas that I have.
Right.
And then, but hey, and shout out to the team too. It wasn't just me. Like, okay, they were my ideas, but like, of course, like me being the intern, I couldn't personally like be like, nah, forget y'all's opinions.
Right.
This is
That's
it.
what matters.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, like, shout out to the buyers I was working with.
Right.
I appreciate y'all for helping me cultivate the vision. But I made like 10 t-shirts. They took like 8 of them.
Gotcha. Wow.
Yeah.
So,
did they credit you?
wow.
Did they say designed by Jordy? Damn.
I was about to say, I'm an intern. They were like, listen, thanks for the bread. Like,
I was gonna ask, like, they pay you, but I didn't.
I mean, I don't know if I can say it on camera, but like, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later.
Gotcha.
But I was compensated.
Right.
I was compensated.
That's good.
That's good, yeah. And then
if you get one or the other, like that credit.
And we just back to the feature point again. Is there any like we asked this to everybody, but is there like a dream feature like globally, like someone that lives next door to you, like you could have at any point in your career?
Yo, I think I got 2. I would love a Frank Ocean feature. He don't gotta do nothing. He can just hum.
Yeah.
Just at the beginning or the end.
Just breathe
and
on
I'd
the
just be
mic.
like, yes. Platinum. I don't care what nobody says. I'd buy my own platinum plaque.
Right.
Like this right here, goated.
Right.
Or to be honest, and I don't know, like a Sampha feature.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like Sampha has to be my favorite artist.
Right.
And he only has dropped 1 tape, but it like he dropped the EP before, but like the process, the fact that came out 10 whole years ago,
Right.
and it's still relevant and it still slap,
Right.
Yeah.
goated. Period. Like no more discussion about
Right.
Sampha. Like that's my guy.
Both of those would sound so sick.
No, really.
Because the process is pretty much like the singing version of like the type of music I already make, and it's kind of crazy that not that I'm biting, but I'm just saying the beats inspired it. Because when I was 12, when it first came out, like I was like, nah, this is the type of music that like inspires me the most.
Right.
Yeah.
And then now I found like a producer who's able to create the beats in a rapping way.
Right.
You know what I mean? It took 10 years, but I'm here now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Great things take time.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
So I have a couple questions based on that. First of all, are you trying to get any Homer, like jewelry or anything? Little bandana. That's a Frank Ocean's jewelry.
I see it. No, I seen it.
Just for all the listeners.
Man,
Yeah.
y'all see how pricey that shit
It
is?
is ridiculous.
Like, listen.
It's like $1,000 for a cock ring.
That's
like,
crazy.
he has those. He has.
I support black business,
Yeah.
but my pockets, not right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, once it hits Essence on the sale, I will be there.
Okay.
I will cop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But 1.8 for the diamond necklace?
Oh.
Who can afford that?
Yeah.
That's not me. Like, I can't afford that right now.
Right.
Yeah. It's like rich New York fashion students.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I already said I wanted to go half
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
Gotti. I didn't want to buy the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so no.
He does some cool stuff because it's like pixel.
Yeah, it's fire. Like, it's
Yeah.
fire stuff. But I'm like,
inspired. Yeah.
this is expensive.
Yeah.
Like this is pricey,
Yeah.
even for me.
Right.
Like,
And my second question was, do you fancy yourself just a rapper, or do you see yourself branching into like some other singing or anything else?
I do a little bit of singing on the tape, which is cool.
Awesome.
I think of myself more so as a creator, like just solely in that right. Because I was like, if I was just a rapper, it would be hard for me to be a fashion stylist too.
Right.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then even with the design stuff that I do, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think and that's why I don't necessarily like my phone, because I like being inspired by the stuff around me. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So I think definitely, or like a designer, or I feel like even my music, I feel like if I would probably put myself as either a creator or a designer, because even for my music, like when the beats come on, I think personally what makes my music really good, because it feels like my beats and me are having a conversation. Like I
Right.
think
Okay,
personally,
yeah.
like Mindbender,
Mm-hmm.
it felt like those words that I wrote, it's like the beat was talking to me
Right,
about
yeah.
what I want, what I needed
No,
to
that
say.
was the first song that came to mind when you
Right.
said
You know
that.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it was like and it was literally like as I was walking to class. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then even Test Drive too, I wrote that in the car on the way back from Miami. Like, I wrote
Yeah.
the first verse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then so I think it's like I just take what the world gives me and then I just give it back.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? So I think that's why I'm like, I wouldn't call myself just a rapper, because
Yeah.
it's like eventually, like, you know, I can't be like 39 rapping unless I'm Kanye.
Right.
Unless I'm Kanye. Unless I become new Kanye, then
Yeah.
yes. But like,
Or Benny the Butcher.
you know,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like at that point, I feel like then I'll go into ghostwriting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Definitely,
I think, but like still being able to create.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Create the moment. I
Right.
think to me is more important than
Yeah.
like the label. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Just good to know there will be some singing. To be
Oh
from
yeah,
Jordy
yeah,
Nasa,
yeah. There's this song I got called "Go Home," and then like you know how they put like "Go Home" and then like the parentheses of what it really, and then it's called "Fade Away."
Right.
But basically, it's about it was literally the maybe the first week I got back from London, and then kind of like having to deal with all the stuff I went through while I was out there.
Right.
Mhm.
And then while also coming back and having to deal with the problems I tried to run away from
Right.
when I left the first time.
Yeah.
So it's like that, like, so on that song they're singing,
Right.
you know what I mean? And then the song that I want Seren Fields on is the song called Ugly Pretty Boy. I
Right.
tried to sing on it.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
Yep.
I'll leave it at that. It was good, but it was just like, you know, it's like one of those things where it's not necessarily if you can sing or not. Sometimes it's like the tone of your voice.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think my tonality was just off. So I feel like having someone else sing on it who can maybe match the tone
Right.
of the song
Right.
would just
Yeah.
make more sense.
Gotcha.
Totally.
Red Fields, if you're listening to this,
Listen.
get our boy Jordy.
Please.
Get at him. He wants you on there.
Yeah, I want you I
Yeah.
want you on the tape,
Yeah.
like for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
She's gonna be like, he has my number and he's not texting me at all. Like what is this man talking about?
I'm just happy she's listening.
Right.
Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we can get that, like, I'm probably gonna need it ASAP.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need it ASAP actually.
Yeah, so this is right now we're in a late night, so I'm gonna segue that into playing late night for you guys. This is the last song we're playing for Jordy Nasa for the night. So I hope y'all enjoy it. So we're about to play it right now.
case. 47 make a spray, hit the race under late. Nigga chicken like some CFA. Trying to check me like it's TSA. Insecure, yeah, Issa Rae, but the check clear, nigga, either way. Young nigga had to get away. Now they acting like they never heard of me. Cause now nigga pulling up, y'all niggas showing up with the double face like, oh my, fake ass niggas on both sides. Feeling like Frank on low tide. That's why I got my cosign. That's why I see you coming like sonar. Yeah, y'all nigga know you want mine. Pussy ass nigga on your soapbox. Fuck you, nigga, you a whole op. Right. Niggas ain't safe out here, yeah, fuck niggas ain't really ain't safe. Niggas ain't safe out here, yeah, fuck niggas ain't really ain't safe. Late night, midnight, late night. Late night, midnight, late night. Don't let me catch that green light. Don't let me catch that green light. Bet you scared what it feel like. Nigga, fuck what you feel like. Don't let me catch that red light. Don't let me catch that green light. Bet you scared what it feel like. Don't give a fuck what you feel like.
Alright, hope y'all enjoyed that on this late night. We just heard was late night by our special guest, Jordy Nasa. Alright, talk to us about Paris.
I don't know if I want to say it on camera.
Okay, yeah.
No, but it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Because it's a cool story.
Right.
So it's actually about these glasses.
Got you.
So
Iconic glasses.
Right?
They're in my vendor, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
If anybody else has these glasses on, they probably saw me with them. Period. I don't care. I'm talking about shit. But either way, so I was in Paris, and then I forgot what I was looking for, but I was just roaming aimlessly through Paris because somehow we landed in Paris right in time for Fashion Week.
Niggas in Paris.
Literally, it was just me and Justin, and then basically, like, so we were just rolling. I was looking for Dover Street,
Right.
And then I went into this thing, and it had like I guess Perfect Magazine was doing an event there, right? So then I was in there, you know what I'm saying? I was kind of fresh, you know.
Right.
And then I talked to the editor of Perfect Magazine, like the editor-in-chief of Perfect Magazine,
Right.
or whatever, and she was like, I was like, oh, is this your event? Because I don't know anything. I'm just here. I literally, when I got to Paris, I only had $100 in my bank account, and I literally had to make it through the week. Like, I was like, how is this gonna happen?
Right.
But she was like, oh my God, like, I love your glasses, da da da. And I was like, oh, thank you. She's like, stand right there.
Right.
And she pulls out her phone. She grabs a pic, like she grabs the picture, and she was like, I just sent it to Marc Jacobs.
Whoa.
I'm like,
Dude.
That's crazy.
I was like,
Yeah.
and then of course my jaw dropped because I'm like, no way that just happened to me
Yeah.
right now. Like, I don't even know where I'm at right now.
Right.
And then, she was like, oh, we have a DJ event or whatever later tonight. You should come and pull up, bring your
Right.
friends or whatever. We're gonna have free champagne, yeah. Right. So I'm like, okay, man, thank you. You know, personal invite. I know I'm gonna get in. Period.
Yeah.
And then, we go back or whatever, and then she was like, so I'm just talking to these random people that I do not know, and then she was like, oh hey, like, Marc Jacobs asked me who you were, but I didn't know who you were, so who are you?
Wow.
Yeah, and then I was just, at that point, I was just like, I was too, like, starstruck,
Yeah.
and I was like, do I say my real name, or do
Yeah.
do I give my artist name? Like, at that point, I was just like, just tell him Jordy says hi. You know what I'm saying? like, cause I was like,
Super
what am I?
cool.
Yeah, so I'm like, what am I supposed to say?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was like, yo, like, that's literally insane.
Yeah.
Like, and literally from at 12 o'clock this morning, Marc Jacobs did not know who the fuck I was.
Yeah.
And then by 7 p.m., he's asking about me.
Right.
Over these glasses.
Right,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? I think that part was like the window of opportunity just by being in the right place at the right time
Right.
and being myself. I bought these glasses like 2020 during COVID.
Yeah.
And then like, of course, I never really had a chance to like really wear them like that.
Yeah.
To the point where it was like, I bought these glasses at first. People were like, "Oh man, I don't know." To now, like, where Marc Jacobs was like, "Yo, who are you?"
Right.
It's like that thing of like, okay, all I gotta do is continue to be myself,
Right.
and we gonna get somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that was the craziest part about Paris, and also me, my friend Justin, Kevin Abstract, and Tyler Mitchell.
Right.
We were all waiting outside the ID event. Because
Really?
none of us could get in,
Yeah.
and I don't know why we couldn't get in, especially them two. I don't know why they couldn't get in.
Yeah.
But like he literally walked in front, and he just kind of sat in front of us or whatever, because we were all waiting outside. And I was like, bro, this is crazy. Well, first I was like, oh my god, it's Kevin. It's
Right.
crazy. Like, I'm like, because in my head I'm like, I am from Atlanta, and like all my family is from Alabama. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm like being now in Paris to the point where famous people are in my face.
Right.
Yeah.
To the point where when I'd be like, man, why aren't they letting us in?
Right.
Kevin was like, yeah, I know, right? This shit crazy. I'm like, you shouldn't even be talking to me right now. Like
How
you know,
are we in this situation?
yeah, like how are we both in this situation?
Yeah.
Both of us should not be in the same situation right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that's the part to where I'm like, but I didn't look out of place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It obviously looked like I belonged there. You know what I mean? So I think stuff like that really was like constant confirmation of like, okay, if I'm out here, all I have to do is continue to be me,
Right.
and something's going to shake for
Yeah.
me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that was cool. But that was situations like that and experiences like that made it hard to continue to go to school.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it was like that thing of like, y'all talking to me about assignments, like people want me to perform in Paris.
Right.
Like, what are we talking about right here? I'm trying to figure out my life. Y'all gonna go back and work them regular jobs.
Right.
Me, this is what I'm here for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, I think that was the whole thing where that's what made it really, really hard.
Right.
But my grades were still good though.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Did you get Kevin Abstract's number?
no, of course not. Like,
He was too famous, or you just didn't want to ask
no,
him?
not because like think about it, like
You guys had
Being-
a bonding experience.
Right.
already being a celebrity, right? Like in my head, I'm like, if I'm already a celebrity, right, I should not be waiting outside for nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To the point where now everybody else out there was like already clouded up.
Right.
Like the reason why we was out there because just one of Justin's friends was a DJ. That was the only reason why we was able to get the details on where we
Right.
need to be.
Right.
But excuse me. But yeah, I think in his head he was like I've worked so hard. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to wait. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to have somebody now being like, yo, like, I'm a big fan. Like, I love
Yeah.
your music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Totally.
you know what I'm saying? I would love for you to check out my music. I'm not gonna do that to you. You already, I can tell on your face you already upset because
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're not even in the front of the line. You in the back with
Oh,
me
right.
as the gang.
Right.
Like, I know you're tight.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
probably gets that a lot too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, exactly. I think.
Once you get inside, you just split.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the part where I'm like, because there was other famous people, of course. I remember if we were 15 minutes earlier to the Perfect Magazine event,
Yeah.
Rick Owens was there.
Oh.
I'm like, man, like a flick
Right.
with the Rick?
Yeah.
No. Oh. But I think that was the thing to where I was like, okay, well, obviously being in this environment, I'm destined to be around these people because even when I was in London a week before, actually we ended up traveling abroad,
Right.
like even traveling more abroad. Marc Jacobs was signing his book at Dover Street.
Damn.
So I'm like, damn, but I was so nervous to even like actually buy the book and like talk to him or whatever. But I'm like, damn, if I would have just believed in myself then,
Right.
he would have already knew who I was in Paris when she took the picture.
Right.
And then who knows where I'd be right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
think that's the part where it's like you see an opportunity, you just gotta take that shit. Like it's a leap of faith. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Right.
So earlier you mentioned like the distinction between like Jordy Nasa, the designer, Jordy Nasa, the rapper. And I remember when you said like it was all you were like merging it all into the same name.
yeah.
What was like what made you want to do that like in that moment?
It was hard. It was really hard because like I know sometimes when especially when I started dropping like Late Night, Mindbender, even Test Drive,
Right.
where it's like the subject matter I wouldn't say is very PG. You know what I mean? And sometimes people don't understand it early on, so it's like how can you tell a job that, oh, you do music, you know what I'm saying? Or
Right.
like because even at Fanatics, I couldn't tell them that I did music, because if they saw me in my studio one time and they're like, oh, maybe you should sing us a song or whatever, right? And I was like, ooh, they would not like if they knew I rapped,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that was the hard part to merge, but I was like, this is all me though. Like, and because I operate, whether it's fashion or music, at a level of quality that it's like, even if it's not your cup of tea, it's not bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not,
Yeah.
it's still a level of like, oh wow, like
Definitely.
he's actually good at it.
Yeah, it's like
I just
respectable.
may not like it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I think that's when I got to the point where I was like, I'm done hiding, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think it's one of those things where it's like, you feel like you have to wear so many different masks.
Yeah.
And I was like, if this is who I am through and through, the last thing I want to do is be
Someone
two
else
or
at work.
or like 2 or 3 different people, like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we're already 2 or 3 different people in our normal day-to-day lives when you aren't an artist.
Right.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, like, I'm Jordy Nasa all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, whether I'm doing a styling shoot, whether I'm doing this or that, to the point where I don't even tell people my real name no more, because I'm like, regardless, like,
Yeah.
you see my Instagram, you see my music, and you see my website, which is jordynasa.com,
Right.
Yeah.
automatically, people just automatically assume that's my last name.
Right.
Yeah.
Regardless if it's when I'm like, you know, that's a space and rockets.
Yeah.
But either way, it's like, I don't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't spell it the same, like, with like all caps all the
Right.
time.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I think it was just one of those things where I just got tired of hiding.
Mhm.
I was like, this is what I do. Like, and you're gonna like all the stuff I do. And I feel like that's the thing about building like a cult following, to the point where people like your music and then they go to your like design work.
Right.
And then they'll be like, oh shit, his design work's good. Oh man, his styling portfolio's gas.
Right.
You know what I mean? To the point where it's like, now you have a people who like will follow you everywhere, because everything that you do has a level of quality to it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know how it goes. Like, once you get that one big thing, nobody cares.
Right.
Yeah.
Then everybody's like, oh, I knew it. I swear to God, I knew it.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't know.
Yeah.
You didn't know. You didn't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right, there's a couple more questions like to conclude the interview.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So for Late Night and Mindbender, you're like the direction. Like, I really love the videos for both of them. So like, did you direct them yourself, or you got somebody else to do it, or
Nah,
was it your vision that influenced like?
Nah, me and the director definitely collaborated heavily on it.
Gotcha.
We went through a lot of different, because the thing is, like, because she already had a vision,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And then, but the thing about it was, because I had a lot of stuff going on at the time, which I usually do, I feel like this is a reoccurring theme throughout the interview, but like, a lot of the songs weren't done yet.
Right.
Or they weren't mixed and mastered yet, or whatever, to the point where it was like, let me finish the song first, and then we can, really get right on the video.
Right.
But I think with Late Night, because it took like 3 different days to film, and then like we got kicked out of places, we had to rent all this equipment.
Right.
It was like such a big thing that for Mindbender we decided to do it like a very like more streamlined, more efficient way, while still being able to tell a story, or try to.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think, but overall, like but I will say, all the things, all the videos are inspired by some of my favorite movies.
Right.
So like, for example, Late Night is inspired by the sumo scene in Ocean's 11.
Gotcha.
So like, the reason why it's like split like that or whatever is literally because of Ocean's 11. I watch hella movies.
Yeah.
And like, for example, like Mindbender is inspired by They Live.
Right.
Where it's like, where he puts on the glasses and then he's like, he sees a whole different like world or whatever like that.
Right.
So I think that's, and I like that. I like when having my music videos correlate to, or have the theme of not only my song, but also the theme of the movie it's supposed to represent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I like I feel like to have that full creative universe of Jordy Nasa, I feel like it has to definitely pay homage in the video while also being able to tie to the song.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
And then with this new project, do you feel the energy that it could be a classic? I mean,
no cap, because I'm like 3 years for it to be a flop. Come on, I've been working way too hard.
Right.
Like, I think, in all honesty, like, because you never know. You never know where your life takes you after you drop a project.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like, it's one of those things where I feel like this project is like, if it's my last one, it wouldn't be like a flop. It would be like a miseducation type project,
right,
in my own right, of
right,
course, because I mean Lauryn Hill's goated. Like, but like literally though, to the point where it's like, nah, like, because it's a depiction of my life. Like, right, I'm not capping. So like in this point of time that you hear these songs, at this period of time in my life, this is what it was. Right. You know what I mean? And I think that's what makes it genuine and authentic enough to where like it could be one of those like, if it does, I don't see it not blowing up, but if it doesn't blow up, it will be like an Atlanta underground classic. Right. Like this person, because my thing is, usually when you introduce a new sound or like something that is very like unique, sometimes it's not always the first person. Sometimes it's the person after that person. Yeah. Right. You know what I mean? But even if I'm the person who opens the door, I'm not gonna be mad, because then again, like, there's a whole bunch of artists that like when they do like those videos on YouTube where they go through records and there'll be like music you've never even heard before, but somehow they heard it, and that's the reason why it inspired their entire sound. Even if it's like that, regardless, it was still good. Right. And I think that's the most important part. Like, yeah, this fame shit, all this like money, of course, yeah, everything is cool. Like, I would of course want to do that. Right. But like, my thing has always been quality. Like, at the end of the day, when you listen to it, oh, this was a great produced, mixed, mastered, the ideas, everything together. This shit is fantastic. Right. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then if it, like I said, if it blows up, fantastic. Right. You know what I'm saying? But like, if it doesn't, I mean, the thing about music, the music is for, like, even though it's for other people, it's for me. Right. Like, I be, you know, that's the thing, like, people be going through real life stuff, and sometimes it's hard to, and the reason that's why the tape is called Do Not Interrupt is because a lot of the stuff that I couldn't say to people, I was able to say on the tape. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like one of those things where, okay, this is my time to talk. Yeah. So do not interrupt. Right. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why the tape is called that.
Gotcha. It's like a personal classic.
Yeah, like in my own right. Like, this is the, like, because I don't really go back and listen to my older music. Right. I really, like, because to me it's like, I just started rapping, you know what I'm saying? So I can hear the flaws. I can, even though it's good, like, I can hear everything that's wrong with it. Right. Yeah. But like, I've never listened to my own music as much as I listen to it now. Right. And to me, like, that tells me that like whatever I got is heat. It's fucking heat.
Mm-hmm. I believe it.
So I'm gonna play y'all after this is over. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool.
Gotcha. So you guys been listening to Jordy Nasa talk to us for the last hour. I hope you've been digging it. He's dropping a project soon. He just finished it. So
October?
In October, apparently.
Yeah. Yes. So that's the plan. I'm literally going, you know, because September's not here yet. Yes. So I'm going to get everything all together, get all the nooks and crannies out, like, of all the songs. Yeah. And then literally all September is literally like mixing, mastering. That's all I'm doing all September. Right. Mm-hmm. And then October, hopefully all the stuff is done and mixed and mastered or whatever in September. But if it's not, that's cool. We'll just push it back. But hopefully it's done. Yeah. Because I kind of want to move on. I've been rapping the same 8 songs for the last 3 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at a certain point, you don't want to overdo it. Right, I remember one of my teachers. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't feel like. But like, I remember one of my teachers. She was like, "Listen, you're a good artist. But the thing about you is you don't know when to put the pen down. Right. You don't know when to put the paintbrush down. Yeah. So I want to put the paintbrush down. Right. You know what I'm saying? Instead of keep going on and on the same stuff, because then again, it loses its feeling after a point.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to make sure I finished the tape right after London, because I felt I wanted to make sure I kept the same energy and vibe to really push it through the tape.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm still recording songs in October and I'm not in London yet, the vibe is gone from earlier.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah.
have to catch it. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, definitely.
The time is right.
The time is now.
Yeah.
Like,
You can't see me.
I was just about to... Shit.
Alright. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying this interview. Again, we were just talking to Jordy Nasa, project coming out in October. Like, check it out. He also has
Do not interrupt.
Do not interrupt, definitely. Singles out right now, Test Drive, Mindbender, Late Night. Mindbender, as it's just letters with dots in between them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No vowels.
No vowel, yeah.
Yeah. Just, you can type in the no vowels, though.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. You can type in the no vowels and it'll still pop up, even though the periods are there.
Right. And then check out his earlier project. It's called The Alone Project and Hotter Than, and I don't know if it's Hotter Than,
Hotter Than the Summer, yeah.
Got you. Alright. Thank you guys for listening, and see you guys next weekend.
Thanks for being on.
Yeah,
buddy.
thanks for coming.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Had to come back, you know what I mean? Like, I fuck with y'all.
Yeah.
It's like,
Super fun. Goodbye.
And we're done.
Cool.